having to catch up after being sick for 2 weeks and falling behind is really, really hard. These are the mass amounts of paper that I had from me being sick. And I just don't even know what I want to do with them right now. I just can't even handle it. We are on deadline crunch this week between report cards and conferences and our DRAs and our writing assessments. It is madness. Hey guys. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. Good morning, everyone. I am back. I have not quit. I am not dead. I am getting healthy. So I am so sorry that I have not been able to vlog for the past 2 weeks. The past 2 weeks, I have been incredibly sick to the point where I am such a wimp, y'all. I cannot handle being sick. Like, I cry like a little baby when I'm sick. So I've been sick for 2 weeks straight. Out of those 2 weeks, I was in school probably 5 of those days. So I was coming in, coming out. I kept having to leave school because I just couldn't handle it and I was just not feeling well. I am recovering. I have a lot more energy. I still need to try to remind myself to take it a little bit slow so that I'm not like overexerting myself, but I do have a lot more energy than normal. Well, what I've had the past 2 weeks. I still have a cough, which is not good, but it is getting better. So that is like the upside of this. I've also cut my bangs. I had a moment where I was like, I don't feel pretty because I was sick. I don't feel pretty. So I cut my bangs. Actually, y'all, I was a bangs girl for a very long time. Like, as a child, I had bangs, and then in high school I had bangs, and you know, but my bangs were very different back then, y'all. I had like the straight up Selena bangs, like like they were huge, like huge. Ask Mr. G, he'll tell you. It's really embarrassing. But I am so incredibly thankful for my 2 partners, y'all, because on Monday they did my plans for me. On Friday they did my plans for me. Because I just could not function. I was not doing well. At one point, I think I fell asleep during my break because I was just so tired and not feeling well. So I'm so incredibly thankful for my partners because they really helped me through. I have no idea what my kids did on Friday. That's a lie. I do kind of know because they put it in our like Google Drive that we have together. So I can go on there and kind of see what they did, but I'm going to be doing a lot of review with my kids anyways. And I'm incredibly behind. This week is going to be the week of me trying to catch my students up and catch myself up because I feel like I wasn't the best teacher the past 2 weeks, and there was just no way. I mean, I can't put that pressure on myself to try to be this incredible teacher, especially when I don't feel well. So I have to catch up, and I have to catch my students up, and I need to kind of get back into the mix of things. So I spent a good bit last night trying to do some planning and really just focus on today and not the week in general, but just focusing on today and what I wanted to accomplish today. And I am very also thankful for my subs that were in my room because my room could be a bigger disaster than what it actually is. Now it is incredibly messy, but it could be way worse. Let's just be honest. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm not going to complain about that. So yes, so this morning I'm pretty sure that I have a meeting. I have about 45 minutes to be able to get some things accomplished inside of my classroom. I do have my plans. I need to make a couple of copies and try to get my room cleaned up. Like, I'm gonna have to really focus my time, like in between my breaks, my lunch break and my second break of the day, in getting a lot of this stuff organized because this stuff is not organized. It's kind of all over the place. Like my carts are crazy. I'm finding trash on the floors. There's things on desks, like that kind of thing. So it's the week of catch up. It's the week of me feeling better, and now my students are gonna get a rude awakening because I'm gonna come back and be like, this is what we're doing. So yes, that's kind of the plan. That's what I got going on. Let's see how well I can accomplish, how much I can actually accomplish today. I gotta get my stuff unpacked, and yeah, let's get going. Let's get started with the day because there is a lot to get done today. The biggest thing that I need to accomplish this morning is first get my lesson plans together. So that is going to be my main focus because I know like the cleaning is probably like it's making me cringe right now because I really want to clean and I really want to get my space organized and looking nice in order for me to function, but I have to really focus in on my plans today because if I don't have my plans by 8:40, y'all, I'm in trouble. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all my things unpacked, pull out my plans for today and make sure that I have all of my materials for all of my groups, get my board together, my morning message, everything's gonna get ready. That way, if I have time left over, I can start focusing on getting some things cleaned. Oh my gosh, it's already November. How does this happen? Why does it go so fast? I'm not ready. Okay, I'm going to print my math plans out first. Make sure I have all of those. I need my discovery lesson. And I need my is that one sheet? I need to make copies of that. Wasn't able to get as much done as I was kind of hoping to get done this morning, but that's okay because I did get here just a little bit later than normal. I have a meeting that I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna take my laptop, try to get a couple of things done for this morning, and then I'm gonna come back and hopefully get some stuff cleaned up before I have my morning meeting this morning. So I will catch up with you guys a little bit later on. Cross your fingers and hope for me that everything goes off pretty well for me this morning, especially with us being behind as much as we are. Having to catch up after being sick for 2 weeks and falling behind is really hard. I need time. I just need time to be in my room to be able to get everything organized, to get everything together. So I may end up staying just a little bit later. I think there is a parade that somebody had, like one of my friends had mentioned to me in one of the towns that's pretty close to us. I might take the boys to that, but that doesn't start until 6:30. So hopefully if I can stay until about 5:30, that would really help me be able to get some of these things done. So what I'm doing right now is I am working on getting another observation that my kids are going to be doing in science together. So they will be observing not a mum, but they're going to be observing this plant. What are these called? Yeah, these are pot mums, but these pot mums look a little bit different than the other mums. Interesting. So they're going to be observing these mums, and I only have 4 of these, which is not a big deal because we have 4 tables that we sit at. But I'm going to leave the roots intact here, place it on top of one of the placemats and place it at each of the tables so that we can make observations. Then what they're going to do is they will do a comparison with the mums and the lilies so that they can start noticing some of the characteristics of plants in general. So that's what we're doing for science today. Writing, I'm gonna have to cut just a little bit short. They're probably just gonna do some independent writing inside of their journal, and our mentor sentences, like always, I promise I will show you what those look like a little bit later on. I just don't have them ready right at this moment. So I'm gonna get all those things together because I have about 10-ish minutes before the kids get back, and I got a lot of stuff to do. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. End of the day, and the day went really well. It went really fast. So I felt like I had a lot going on, and the kids were super sweet. They were all very concerned about me, and they were making sure that I was feeling okay. And I don't know, it was just a really good feeling to kind of come back to because it makes you feel appreciated. Does that make sense? So it is now the end of the day. I got a little bit of stuff cleaned up. I didn't get a ton, but today is the day before Halloween, and we were invited to go see a parade that is in the local town. So we're gonna be going to do that with a few friends. We're going out to get pizza as well, which the boys will be really excited about. But that means that my time has now gotten smaller because I have to go and get ready for that. It is going to be very cold outside, very windy outside, so I need to make sure that I'm prepared clothing wise for all of that. So let me show you guys exactly what I was able to get done and what I still need to get done for accountability reasons, because I want to make sure that I get all of this stuff done. Alright, let's hope that the lighting is working here. So one of the things that I did make sure that I went through and did is I cleaned off my entire cabinets around here. I also made sure that I switched out some of the books that I had. I'm keeping it to realistic fiction because that is what I'm kind of focusing on at the moment. I'll be adding in some traditional literature a little bit later on, but these are some of the main books that I like to use during this time. And the kids really like to be able to kind of pick them up and look at it, and we apply it to certain skills that I'm teaching in small group as well. And then right underneath it, I decided to kind of clean out some of the books that I had down here. I need to change now the little labels that are on here. Might try to get that done tonight. I do need to put it on my list because I will forget if I do not. But I'm going to organize kind of their math journals down here. I have their reading and writing folders, which are in those two baskets. I have them sorted by different houses. So 2 houses are in one basket, 2 houses are in the other. Not sure if I want to do the same thing up here for math, or if I just want to do by their houses, and then I have their science journals down here at the very bottom. So that's kind of how I have it at the moment. These are all word sorts, my highlighter toolkits, and I'm going to put some more sorts that they can, yeah, just sorts that they can place over here that they can kind of choose from whenever they're doing their word study. And then I was able to get all of this kind of cleared off as well. A student brought in some celery, so we're growing celery in the water, which is pretty interesting and cool. Yeah, so I got all of this cleaned off as well, where I just decided to take that tree down. It was becoming a little bit more of a hassle than it being cute, so I ended up getting rid of it. And here is now the mess that I have. So I need to sort through those books, place all those books back inside of my read aloud cabinet, and then put some of the other chapter books up where they need to go, and then put the tree away as well. So that's kind of what I have from there at the moment. Over here I have my chart paper, and then I place my little stands underneath it. I kind of flip this around because it's just nice to be able to have my laptop here. So I have my laptop there. I'm still using this the way that I normally did, and I didn't get this really messy. So actually this is looking really, really good for me. And then on this side, this is where I have all my madness. I did get a lot of this stuff cleaned off over here. I just need to put a few things away. We're going to be using these for an activity tomorrow in math, so I'm going to leave those out for right now. And I need to get all this other stuff cleaned off. These are the mass amounts of paper that I had from me being sick. And I just don't even know what I want to do with them right now. I just can't even handle it. Over here is looking pretty good. I'm having an incident of losing some of my pencils. So in a crazy moment, I decided that I was going to place green coloring with a green Sharpie here, just to make sure. I wasn't going to tell the kids at all, but I wanted to see if they're taking them into other classes, because the kids should not be taking these pencils to another room. I feel like they have been noticing, like they will come in, they will take my pencil, and then they will take it to another teacher's room, which I don't understand why they're doing that, because the other teachers have pencils. So I'm placing coloring on it to see if that's what they're doing, to figure out where all my pencils are going, because I'm almost opening up probably about 7 or 8 boxes a week, which is ridiculous, and I should not be opening up that many boxes. So this is what I'm going to do in the meantime to figure out where in the world my pencils are going. This little area is a little bit of a mess. I'm not exactly sure why the kids have a bunch of these books out like this. So some of these kids actually have it very neat, and what I might end up doing is giving them some treats and placing them inside of their box, because some of them do a very nice job of keeping their folders and all of their materials together. Some of the other ones do not, so we need to kind of get that squared away. Okay, so I was able to get quite a bit done than I had thought that I was actually going to get done. If you can see here, this is pretty much the pile that remains. All this is like miscellaneous stuff. All of these are just books that I need to put away, and then a container of dots paints that I'm going to use for tomorrow, so I left those out there. But everything is cleaned off over here. Like I have it all nice and neat, which makes my heart feel happy. So I do have quite a bit to put away still, but I think it's a little bit more manageable than what I had first. So one of my partners came in today, and like this afternoon, so this is why I wasn't able to film that much, but we just started talking. She kind of ran me through, because I told her, I was like, it's been 2 weeks that I have not felt well. So I'm behind 2 weeks. So I just asked her, I was like, I need you to run me through and like make a game plan of what it is that this week's gonna look like the things I need to have do, other things that I need to have complete, some of the things that I need to be working on with kids. So we went through and we made a huge list. So here's what I got. You guys are gonna feel so bad for me. So tomorrow we're gonna have the Wizards come from 10 o'clock on Halloween, and they're gonna hype them up, which is gonna be really interesting. Friday is going to be Cultural Heritage Day, so we're gonna have a celebration with our kids, and we get to wear jeans, which I'm very excited about. I need to do report cards. My SLO needs to be submitted. Wednesday I get to wear jeans again because it's Wellness Wednesday. I need to have my DRAs completed because those are due next week. And then I need data information for my meetings for Wednesday and for Thursday. So this week is jam packed. At least she was able to sit down with me for a little bit and kind of help me get my game plan going and figure out what it is that I need to get done. I am going to go ahead and run home. I might take you guys with me a little bit later on today, like later tonight, so that you guys can see the parade and then see the boys too, so that you can kind of see them like all grown up and big. Blaine is a riot as always. So I'm gonna take you guys with me for a little bit, and I will see you guys a little bit later on.
I know, but doggies should have Halloween costumes, shouldn't they?
Yeah, they have peanuts.
Do it again.
Peanuts.
Okay, we're gonna do it. Ready? 1,
Can you dab?
3, dab.
Cute.
Can we do it again? 1, 2, 3.
You're so cute. You're cute.
Wait.
You gotta put your head down, just a little bit.
You gotta put your head down.
Woo. Okay.
There you go.
That's it. One more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Put your head down.
You guys are both doing it wrong. Your head goes into your elbow. Head goes into your
I
elbow.
can't. Well, his head's there.
So cute.
Put your head down.
Oh,
Not all the way.
no, that's gross.
Oh, that was good.
Okay. Blaney's being a helper.
Oh yeah, we like that stuff too. Shake, shake, shake. Move it around. Move
Go
it
Blaine,
around.
go
Shake,
Blaine.
Shake, shake, shake. shake.
All
yeah.
in one spot.
Okay, a little bit more of that stuff. This one right here. Yeah, a little bit more of that.
Wait, are you talking about my daddy?
You love daddy, but daddy's a poop head.
Wait, you talking about my daddy?
Yeah, he doesn't believe in Halloween.
No, he does. Yes, he does. He believes in it.
Well, where's his costume?
Oh, they're too big on. He's too big for them.
Too big.
Look, he's grown into them.
Listen to the jam.
Oh my gosh, look at all the people.
Gosh. Oh, Dad,
There's a ton of people. Is this it? Is that where they're going?
The
Yes.
cargo truck.
Yes.
Ooh, fun.
Here, do you want to cross?
All right,
We'll cross
here we go.
right here.
Yeah, let's cross.
Oh my gosh, they jump scared.
Say thank you.
Pick it up. Don't pick up that M&M. I just need to like find a child that I can bring up here, and I can get candy.
You could just use my kid.
You can do me.
He's cute.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna share the candy with you. I need a kid that doesn't like candy.
Good luck on that one.
So he doesn't. Joe's done them. Yeah, he's like proper decked out.
The boys had such a great time last night, and I did too. I really enjoyed kind of going out with friends and just kind of hanging out with them for the evening, and I don't know, it was just really, really nice to be able to do it. And the boys got so much candy. I was so surprised. I didn't realize that we were going to be getting candy because this was my first Halloween parade that I've ever been to with the kids. So it was really cool and exciting. They enjoyed it. Today our schedule is going to look a little bit different. I'm going to have to write it out on the board in order to get my brain to be able to wrap around it, and to also have it wrapped around the kids' brains, because this is going to be something very different for them. We have the Harlem Wizards who are coming for a PTO event at 10 o'clock today. So the kids are going to have an assembly, and I believe that that is going to last us all the way until our first recess. So then the kids will go out to recess right after that. So we have a good bit of chunk from math that is getting taken out. So we're going to move some things around and kind of tweak it in order for us to be able to do math and reading. Typically those are the two subjects that we try to always get to. I feel bad putting like writing and stuff in the back burner, but sometimes like that's like what we try our super hardest to get to. And we incorporate a lot of writing into both of those subjects, but it's not the writing like lessons that we would like to be able to give our kids every single day. So like I said, we are going to be moving some things around, and I think what the plan is going to be is that instead of doing morning meeting this morning, we're going to have kind of a shortened, smaller version of writing. So we're going to go ahead and switch pretty early this morning. The kids are going to have some writing opportunities. We'll do the Harlem Wizards, we'll have lunch, and then in order to be able to get math in, we're going to take out content. We're going to fit math into right after lunch, and then we're gonna fit it and then go into reading right after math, and then that'll pretty much be our day. So because of that, I am not the most prepared. I need to get my mentor sentences together, and I need to get a couple of other materials together for my writing lessons this morning. Typically I have lunch to be able to get that done, but I need to get it done this morning. So I need to work on those two things. I also need to get my morning message up so that I have that up and going. We also have a meeting at 8 o'clock with our principal so that he can kind of talk to us about the assembly that's going to happen today. Apparently like a few years ago, kids went crazy like over the guy that was doing it. I don't know. So we're going to hear about that, I'm assuming. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I got a lot to be able to get done this morning. I'm very happy that I stayed and got some of my things cleaned up yesterday. Even if it was like me like talking to my partner and then walking around and cleaning up, like I have a tendency to do that. I don't stay still in one spot because I'm like, I need to do this. And they totally get it and they understand. Some people might get really offended by that, but not my partners. They know me really, really well. So I am very happy that I did that. If I did not stay and get my stuff cleaned up, I don't know how my brain would be wrapping around any of this today. All right, yeah, I got to do this quickly. This is my schedule for today. This is what it's going to look like. I put it up here so that the kids can kind of have an idea of what it is that they're going to be doing today. I get incredibly self-conscious whenever I'm in front of my window and people are walking by. All right, everybody's going to a meeting, so I need to head to my meeting. I should be getting out of this early so that I still have a little bit more time to get some things together before my first group this morning. So I am going to head to that, and I will catch up with you guys a little bit later on. I bolted out of the school today, and let's face it, I'm not gonna get any work done. Y'all, it's Halloween. I'm going to spend time with my boys, and we're gonna go trick-or-treating. We're gonna watch a scary movie, we're gonna eat candy, and it's gonna be an absolutely wonderful night. So I didn't bring anything with me. I left a nice little pile of things that I need to grade in the morning, along with some other like to-dos that I need to take care of in the morning. But other than that, I did not stay at all. So I'm so sorry that I did not get to talk to you at all during this time. Anywho, I am at the grocery store because I need to get more candy. I honestly have no idea what to expect in the neighborhood that we are at. We are in a very like close neighborhood, and I feel like there's a ton of kids in our neighborhood as well. And kids can really walk anywhere without like getting hit by a car. So I feel like we're gonna have a ton of kids. I bought some candy the other day. My husband laughed at me and said it was not enough. So I'm come to stop at Giant, which is a local grocery store for us, and I'm gonna get some more bags of candy, and then I'm gonna go home and get ready for trick-or-treating. Time for trick-or-treating, and this is all the candy we bought. We have lots and lots of candy. We'll see how much we have left over by the end. Oh, sweet boy. Are you gonna take it to the trick-or-treaters? He's so good. Go! Thank you, Blaine. You're so sweet. Yeah. Are you guys open? Yeah. Okay. He's taking it to you. Oh, thank you. This is our first trick-or-treat. Here we go. We're getting ready.
Oh, yeah.
You can go lay in the grass and everything.
Blaney refused to wear the other costume that matches the mask, but that's okay. We're gonna be a dragon. We're an awesome dragon. Look how cute you are.
What's our path?
I don't know. We'll go that way. How about that?
That way we can go to people they already checked on.
Yeah.
If they go to a house and nobody answers. Should we go knock on our neighbors?
Huh?
Okay, Alberta, what's
Because they're all there.
Hello.
Ian, what are you?
I'm a predator.
You're a predator. Mighty scary predator. Mighty scary predator.
What? Is he going?
Marine guys. They're like marine guys. Yeah, makes sense.
You guys excited?
Where did I put my mask on?
I love this house. They went all out.
We're going there.
Go!
You gotta go by yourself, Blaney.
Happy haunted.
Go, Blaney. Guys, go.
Oh,
Go. Make sure you say trick or treat.
Remember last year he wouldn't have gone anywhere like that.
You guys see that screen? It is so cool. It was there just a second. Aww. Look at it. How cool is that? All right, come on. Come on, baby.
Oh, there's that house. No, no, down.
Room and the shoe cupboard in the entranceway. I don't need a book.
I am here a little bit earlier than what I would typically be here, probably about 20 minutes earlier than what I would normally try to get to school. And I get to school about 6:30 in the morning. I'm a morning person. I enjoy to have the quiet in the morning. I guess that doesn't really make me the morning person. Does that make me a morning person? What makes somebody a morning person? But I am someone who likes to really ease into the morning, and I like to have quiet in the morning. I don't like to come in at the very last minute and feel rushed to like start the day. Even though I typically try so hard to be able to leave school with everything ready to go for the next day, I still like to come in and kind of ease myself in and get a few things done that I would like to get done. Which means I should be leaving pretty early, but I don't. But that's okay. It's fine. Everybody's still asleep at my house anyways. What am I going to do at my house? Sleep more? It's fine. I got here early, mainly for a couple of different reasons. One, I have data meetings this morning, which is pretty similar to PST meetings that I had in Alabama. There's some differences though. Our data meetings is everybody goes to and attends these data meetings. So everyone in the school attends them, whereas PST in Alabama, you would only attend it if you were to bring a kid up to the committee. So it's a committee of people in the school, teachers, the support staff, specialists, interventionists, all that good stuff. They're all together, and they are trying to help you figure out what is it that you can do to kind of help a child in the classroom. Really, it's to be able to take kids to get tested if need be. I have, out of the 72 kids that we have in our class, we sat down yesterday during my second break, which is why I did not vlog, but we sat down during my second break and we kind of went through every single one of our kids and we said, do we have concerns? Are there things that we really need to be looking for? Is there something that we can kind of take them up to this committee? And we have 3 of them. So I think that's pretty good, although we have a lot of kids who are on IEPs. So balances? No, I don't know. We have 3 kiddos, so I need to get those items for them together. So it's usually the first time in the year that we will go to these committees. It's a lot of conversation. It's just kind of introducing the kid to them. You're not going to have a ton of data because it's still really early in the year. I'm going to take things like writing samples. I'm going to take DRAs. I'm going to take, you know, quick checks, those types of things that I'm noticing to them, and then that's kind of what we're going to talk about. We're going to just kind of list some of the concerns that we have. So I need to get all of those things together. It is at 8 o'clock this morning, so it's from 8 to 8:30. And we have like 2 different days. So one day is always specific to reading, which is supposed to be today, and tomorrow is very specific to math. Now, a lot of our kids' concerns are in reading, except for one of them. So I'm wondering if we can just kind of bust it all out and be like, here's everything. Can I just not come tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see what happens. They are gonna they might say no. It's not a big deal. In other news, it is a great day today because it is Wellness Wednesday. So I have my school t-shirt on and I got to wear my jeans. So I'm very excited about that. It's also another really great week, and the fact that I am feeling better. Can you guys tell? Starting to feel so much better. But tomorrow is our dojo reward for our kiddos, and we're gonna tell them we're gonna have PJ days so that we can wear comfy, because on Friday we have a cultural heritage celebration at the end of the day, and we get to wear jeans on that day. So it's like a great week to be feeling better. It's a fantastic week. I live for jean days. And it's funny. On a totally different note, I'm sorry I'm rambling, but it is so funny that when I first started student teaching, this is like a little tidbit about me. When I first started student teaching, I remember telling my cooperating teacher, Mrs. Burke, that I did not want to wear jeans. Like, I didn't want to look unprofessional, that I wanted, like, I dressed up all the time, like I wore high heels. Y'all don't do that no more. I guess kindergarten kind of broke me in, and I was like, no, this is not gonna happen. I love my jean days. So I'm all about the jean days, and yes, it's a good day for it. So I need to get things together for data meetings. I also need to go through, and I left some papers yesterday here. One is a writer's craft packet, which I'm really excited about, and I will share this with you a little bit later. But then I also have the November dojo calendar that we're going to send home with parents. So this is on there. This is like this week. I need to separate them for the teachers. I made a variety of like checklists, so I need to make copies of these, and I threw these kind of in there. I have my first writing sample that I'm using for conferences that I need to finish scoring and start doing conferences. I have a lot of papers to grade because I was sick. Super fun. And then I have a couple of math assessments and things like that that I did yesterday. My DRAs are still yet to be done. Quick checks and things to that extent that are all in here that I need to kind of get completed. I went through yesterday and kind of pulled out all of the papers that I had and figured out what it was that I needed to grade, what I did not need to grade, what could just go home. So I have quite a few packs of paper in my closet where I need to get to those, but I'm not gonna do those. I'm not gonna pull them all out and try to do it all in one day because it ain't gonna happen. So I decided that I was gonna pull out just a couple at a time and try to get those graded throughout the day, like whenever I have breaks. So I'm not taking them home, and then I can get them done at the same time because it will never get done. Just face it, it'll never get done. So that's kind of the game plan right now. That's what I have. I've got a game plan. Oh, and another news. I am preparing for an observation next week. So I am still on cycle. I believe I have, is it 3 or 4 years? Alabama, it was 3 years. I had 3 years of observation. The 4th I had off because the 4th I became tenured. Not sure the cycle in Pennsylvania. So I'm cycle 2, like, so I still have observations this year. And they do them a little bit differently. They're a little bit more formal, so they kind of come in and they watch you teach. But you kind of give them the plans, you sit down with them the day before, go through the whole thing. So Monday is my pre-observation like day where I sit down my meeting with him, and then Tuesday I get observed for math. He wanted to see math this time, so I'm gonna get observed in math. I will share all that good stuff with you next week, so been looking forward to that. Okay, I need to get to work. I gotta stop talking to you. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna go work. Okay, bye. Okay, so if you guys don't remember, oh, that was a loud noise. If you don't remember, I have a container inside of my classroom that holds all of my students, like assessments, papers, things, items that I feel are incredibly important that I need to keep track of. We have, we're meant to have 4 different colors. Right now we have 3. I need to get with my other partner and see if she has those and maybe just hasn't given them to me. I don't know, y'all. I've been sick for 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on. So I have to kind of get myself caught up on a lot of different things. But that's okay. It's fine. It happens. The blue files are going to be for my math. The red are my writing and the green are my reading files. I have kind of the list that we went through to talk to them about. There were a couple of kids that we had just on the watch list. We didn't want to take them up for data just yet, but I wanted to go ahead and pull their files as well, just in case they do want to kind of talk about them. So I'm gonna pull their files. Let me see. And okay, there's that. So there are those. I do need to grab some other papers that I yet to. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I was able to get a lot of things copied and done within this short amount of time that I actually had. A little bit longer than what I typically do have, but it still seems really short by the time everything happens. By the way, y'all, it's still freaking dark outside. It's almost 8 o'clock. What in the world is happening? It's getting darker. I don't know. I get excited and then I get sad. I miss my days. I hate that fact that it's dark when I get here and then dark when I leave. That kind of sucks. But I do like the fact that it's getting colder outside. On another note, so what I did was I made a few copies of some checklists. I also have some like notes that the kids are going to be putting inside of their math journals for this morning. So I did a few of these. I have like things on rounding. I have some kids who are working on number relationships, so I have some activities for them to be able to complete for that, and then also some papers for them to glue in. I need to get some of the examples ready to go so that I have that for my math groups and they can kind of see what it is that they're expected to do. So I'm going to spend the next about 5 minutes before I have to get to my meeting trying to get some of those examples ready to go so that my kids know what it is that is expected of them. So without further ado, let's get some really nice, cool shots of me trying to So I'm gonna spend the next about 5 or so minutes trying to get these examples ready to go for my math groups this morning. We are on deadline crunch this week between report cards and conferences and our DRAs and our writing assessments. It is madness. I've spent the majority of my afternoon today and during one of my breaks working on report card standards and getting a lot of the kids' files organized and together. It is just, whew, craziness. I spent a little bit of time at the very end of the day because after one of my groups at 3 o'clock, I had about 10 minutes and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take that 10 minutes for myself and I am gonna organize my cart. So I got my cart a little bit organized. I had papers all over the place inside of this. So I got this little piece organized, got the November one up and ready to go. All right, for right now I put my math plans up here, and then this is my conference binder. So I have some of these organized. I need to get a few other pages like fit inside of it, but that's kind of where I put it just because this is where I go during the day to be able to get things. So there were a couple of other things that I needed to take care of. So I ended up taking out my binders. I need to put some of my writing items inside of it. Like this one doesn't even have my writing stuff ready to go for narrative writing. So I need to place those items inside of for my narrative writing. I have, this one is character stuff, which goes in the character traits binder. So there's my character traits. This one is going to be for question and inferring. I have a couple of task cards and other little things that need to go inside of it. And then I need one more binder to be able to put my place value activities that I come up with. So let's go find a binder. I feel like my binder's all kinds of messed up. Woo. You guys are going to end up falling. A little binder. It's a little binder. I need a big binder. It's a constructor. Ooh, place value, found it. Okay, so I got my place value binder. I need to make my labels for these so that I have them nice and pretty and I can find them easily. So this one does have a few things inside of it. It doesn't have a ton like I would like, but I do need to get these things organized. So I'm gonna stick all of this like this for right now, just so that I know that I need to do this piece of it. Okay. Binders are ready for me to get organized, which is nice. Let me stick this with the blue, my blue bucket in the morning. And then these are plans. I need to put my plans inside of this binder here. I'm actually going to leave that for tomorrow. No, Bridget, do it now. Do it now. Don't leave it. Sometimes I want to leave things, guys, and I shouldn't. So let's go hole punch these plans. Get the old plans up. Right, so for the most part, everything else is organized. My stage is cleared off. My rolling cart, my basket with all of my activities are done. I did want to go ahead and point out that we did start our PBL unit. It is not a very pretty way of doing this, but this is what we have. we started talking about ways to be able to help our community. And we have something called Panther Pantry, where we provide food and just things that, items that families will need that they can't be able to get on their own. So we have Panther Pantry. The kids came up with, you know, we can grow fruits and vegetables here, which stemmed to other questions that we're going to be having. We need to add to it. We did not have time to finish it, so I wanted to leave that up there so that we can finish it tomorrow. So it's good. It's nice to be able to start teaching the kids that when you have something that you want to learn about and something that you want to be able to do, that you start with questions. Questions will lead to more questions, which will increase the amount that you learn, which is what we started on that today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my stuff cleared up. I have a few things that I need to grade at home, labels that I need to make. I need to write this inside of my planner. So today is Dojo Reward Day. That means that this afternoon we are going to have a very kind of low-key afternoon. Reading is going to end early. We are going to get the kids packed up early so that that afternoon 3 to 3:30 time is really focused on giving the kids who have earned 80% or above. Had to think about that for a minute. So the kids who earn 80% or above will earn a dojo reward. So we typically try to give them some types of options. Kids have been really into it's on Discovery Education, but gosh, I can't remember their name now. Never mind. So let's back up. So the kids have been really into doing arts and crafts. So I was kind of in charge of doing a craft since I like doing crafts so much with the kids. And I think we're gonna do a painting. So have you guys seen where you use the like Q-tips to do little dots on to make like a fall tree, and you use watercolor to kind of make the sunset scene? That is what I'm gonna do with them. I thought that this would be really fun and exciting for them to do, because then they can kind of post it up and have it out over the fall, like this fall, like November. It's cute. I don't know. I thought it was adorable. So that's kind of the plan that I'm gonna do with them. We're gonna do maybe a small version, and then I might see if I can find some type of, like, I'll do like a 5x6 or something to that extent, like a picture size, so that I can go and grab like a frame that they can put it in. I am really excited about doing that this afternoon. I do need to get a little bit of planning done this morning. I also need to get some grading done this morning. I took my grading paperwork home to be able to do. And you guys, I don't know if y'all are feeling this exact same way. Let me know down below if you are, because now that it is getting dark so early, I am tired a little bit earlier, but I'm not sick anymore. Like, I know I still have a cough every once in a while, but I don't feel sick. But just because it is dark so early, we all get ready for bed at like 7 o'clock. It's really, really awful. And the little 3-year-old, Blaney, so Blaney this morning decided that he was gonna wake up with me. So he was up with me all morning long. So there goes my like low-key morning that I typically like to have, because he was running all over the place. So anyways, I didn't get a lot of grading done last night. I need to get some of that done this morning, because DRAs are due tomorrow and I have to enter them into the database. So I need to do DRAs. I need to figure out when we are going to do our writing assessment. That's probably going to have to be next week, because I'm pretty sure that the grades are going to be up pretty soon. I have a ton just kind of happening all at once at the moment, and I think like a lot of people feel this exact same way. So it's kind of stressing me out. Anywho, so that's kind of what I'm doing this morning. I'm gonna get my stuff organized. I still have my binders that I want to get organized as well. Luckily, I don't have to go to a meeting this morning, so that is really on my side. So I'm not gonna go to a meeting. I'm gonna stay in my room until the kids get here, and I'm gonna get my morning message up, get all of that done so that I can focus on getting everything else finished. So first I do all of my things that I need for group for the morning, everything that I need to have for this morning. Then I'll focus on getting all my other things done. So that way I'm not scrambling when my kids come into my room. All right, so I need to get together my group stuff first. I like to make sure that I have my group stuff ready first. So I have a few things that are left inside of the first day. I don't want to get rid of them because some kids may need this. I will move this up into the November folder so that when I do need it, if a kid needs something, I can do that. So I'm going to move you back to the back. All right, so day 2. Today is the 2nd of November. Let's take day 2 and sit down. So I have one group that is working on comparing. My partner gave me these that she had found for like their notebooks. So I think we're going to just go through the notebooks for one of these groups. So I need to write this down, put that off to the side. She has those answers there. I'm going to have a couple of the groups do this as their activity to do like independently into their notebooks, so I'm going to keep this off to the side too. I'm also going to have one of my groups work on this as well, so they're going to do that. And then I'm pretty sure they finished this. Yes, they did do this. And I have my writer's craft item in there. Okay, so let's write down some groups. I have technically 3 groups. This is one individual student right here that I meet with, so I just kind of conference with him and just go over a few things. But the other 3 are the only 3 groups that I have for math. Y'all, don't be fooled. This blue triangle group right here is massive. It's like half of my class. So they're gonna end up splitting up pretty soon as I get everything else graded and seeing where they are. But that blue group is massive. I have 3 groups that I got a plan for. So I'm going to write them down inside of my notebook and figure out what is it that they're gonna get done today. Okay, actually I need to we'll do some practice on the desks, and then we're gonna go over word problems for rounding. And they're gonna do some practice with word problems for rounding. So my other group, which is working on 3rd grade, we're gonna do a partner game. Okay guys, I got everything planned, ready to go. Well, actually I need to get the materials ready to go. So I'm gonna go make a couple of copies, get those materials ready to go, and then that way I can get my morning message done and start working on my binders. So I got everything together for my math groups, and I have my morning message together. The kids are gonna come in, they're gonna get to vote whether they wanna go outside or if they wanna paint for their Dojo rewards. So everything is pretty much done. Only I didn't get to do any of the other things that I needed to do. The copier machine was being a turd to me. It did not like my computer. It liked everybody else's computer, but not my computer. Did end up getting it fixed, but it just ate up a ton of my time. So I'm gonna have to try to get that done a little bit later on today, hopefully, and I mean, here we go. The day's about to start. It's coming. Whether you like it or not, it's coming. Really? That thing keeps falling. Ugh, that. All right. It is the end of the day. It's a little bit later in the end of the day, actually. I was meeting with a few teachers, just kind of discussing the ELA curriculum and our new report cards that we have this year. So we wanted to kind of clarify a couple of things. Anyways, today was Dojo Reward Day, and I did want to show you what we ended up doing. I was in charge of crafts because I enjoy crafts. I'm a crafty person. And I wanted to do paint because I had to kind of whip it up last minute. Like, it was last night that we ended up deciding this. So I did what any teacher would do. Whipped out the, I'm gonna create a dotted fall tree to do. So the kids got to make little fall trees. I really like how some of these came out. They were actually really cute and they took their time with it. So that's what they ended up making. They enjoyed it, I hope. But yeah, that's kind of what we did. So that was kind of the gist for the afternoon. It was really nice just kind of relaxing and just getting to hang out with the kids and do a craft. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Tomorrow DRAs are due. I still did not get them done. Why is it that my days are so jam-packed during my breaks? I feel like last year I did not have this issue. This year, my breaks are so packed with things that I have to do. I don't know if it's just my schedule itself or the new Mac team, or I don't know, y'all. Like, I just can't ever seem to get the things done that I want to get done during my breaks.
This is the final call for any students taking the activity bus.
So, I am packed up, ready to go home. I'm going to hopefully pick up dinner. I think I just want to pick up dinner. I'm thinking Taco Bell for dinner. No, it's not healthy, but it's good. You know what I mean? It's delicious. My kids like Taco Bell. My husband likes Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell, so that's I think what we're gonna end up doing. I do want to show you guys a little bit of what we are doing in writing. I think I'm gonna hold off on it because I want to do a more like detailed explanation of how I handle my writing process. I told you guys that I was going to do that video. That video never went up because of me getting sick and just sounding like an old raggedy man something. I don't know. I sounded awful. So I never was able to get that video up. So I am going to talk to you guys about it. I just want to hold that off just a little bit so that I can go into more detail with it. So, and this week is just cray. Too many things going on at one time. So I have all my things together. My area is really clean and neat. A couple of things that I need to put away in the morning, but I'll deal with that in the morning. And yeah, that's really about it. There's my little example of there. By the way, have any of you done this when it comes to rounding with a number line? My kids' minds were blown. We ended up using dot markers, like the paint markers, the dot paint, and they absolutely ate this activity up, and they did a really great job with it. So I was really excited about it. They liked it. They enjoyed it. Okay, I'm going to get ready to head out, and I'm gonna go get some food in my belly. Today is going to be a fairly laid back kind of day. We are having a cultural heritage celebration today. So what we ended up doing is the PTO kind of gets together and they kind of create these class parties throughout the year. So we have one now, and then I think we have one typically around like Earth Day, somewhere around there. And the focus last year was on countries, I believe it was, because we did like Mexico and we did some other ones that I can't remember exactly, but I would remember us doing Mexico. This year we're doing Egypt, we're doing India, and there is one other one that I cannot remember what we're doing. So the parents kind of organize all of this for us. PTO organizes it for us. They, you know, get all the sign-ups, all the things that are good, the activities, the games, everything that the kids are going to be doing. So our celebration is from 12:30 to 2 o'clock. Which means that our schedule is going to be a little bit different than what it has been. Well, it's going to be a lot of it different, let's just be honest. Morning we will continue to have math just like every other day, and then in the afternoon, once we come back from special from 11:30 to 12:30, we have that hour time. We chose to do reading during that time, so we're going to switch for reading time, and then we're going to switch into our homerooms. The kids will then rotate through the 3 rooms that have kind of the activities. So it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be exciting. I think the kids are really gonna enjoy it. They enjoyed it last year. I think they'll enjoy it again this year, of course. But then that's really it, y'all. It takes up the majority of our day. After that, after 2 o'clock, we're gonna switch back to our home to get ready to go to special. After special, we get ready to leave for the end of the day. So that's really about it. Not much going on for me today, which is kind of nice. I do need to still enter. I did get all of my grading that I took home done, but I still need to enter my DRA scores into our database. I also need to go ahead and start planning for my writing assessment and get that ready to go, and then do a couple of things for my report cards. So I might try to get some of those things done this morning. I do have a collaboration meeting at 8 o'clock with our special ed teacher that like pulls into our classrooms. So we are going to be meeting with her at 8 o'clock, and yeah, that's really about it. Okay, so I got the schedule up for today. The kids can come in and kind of get an idea of what's going to be happening today so that they're not constantly asking me questions. So here's kind of the gist of the day today, and now I still need to get everything else unpacked. But good news is I did get my disgusting board all cleaned off. It was a hot mess. I had stuff everywhere, so finally got that cleaned off. That's a plus. It is now much later in the day. The party went really well. The parents did such a great job organizing it and getting activities that the kids were really going to enjoy. They did a really good job, other than, you know, just like the typical just getting loud and just talking. They were having fun though, which was good. I'm just happy it's the end of the day. I'm happy it's Friday, and I've been spending a lot of time trying to get my stuff cleaned up. Normally I would try to leave pretty early on Fridays, because Fridays is the night that I would spend a lot of the time editing some of these videos to try to get it up for Saturday morning. I am not going to do that this time, just because we have a couple of things that I really want to do when I go home. We're trying to put up our open shelving, and I just want to go home and not do more work. I've been working, I feel like I'm blurry, there we go. I've been working all day long, and I don't know, I'm ready to go home, and I'm ready to just spend some time at home. So what I'm going to end up doing is I am staying a little bit longer to get myself organized, because Monday I have my pre-conference for my observation, which is on Tuesday morning. I have conferences next week with parents. I did get my DRAs done, if you guys were wondering. And then I have writing assessments to give tomorrow. No, wait. I have writing assessments to give next week, because then after that, the week after next week, they're due. So I have to get those scored and turned in. There's just a lot of things that are kind of going on. a lot of things. So I am staying just a little bit longer today to be able to get some things cleaned up. I went around and just kind of tidied things, putting things away. I'm making notes on a sticky note of things that I just never got around to. It's interesting that once school starts and you start, you know, changing certain things, especially if you are in a new situation, a new school, a new classroom, a new type of setup, especially with us being in the MAC team and just kind of the differences that's been happening, you know, this year for us. Everything seems to kind of change a little bit, and that's okay. Change is good, change is fine. But I just haven't had the opportunity to be able to sit down and like get a few things finished because of some of those changes. Does that make sense? So I am kind of making notes to myself of some things that I would like to really get done, so that I can update some of the things inside of my classroom. Let me show you what they are. So a couple of things that I have some like resources that I use for reading, writing, and then math that I would like to get these labels. So I want to make little labels for these to place inside of it. I went through and kind of cleaned up all of these papers to go home are kind of placed inside of there. Got all of these little items kind of cleaned up, but I would like to get labels on some of these buckets as well, so that the kids can know what's inside of them. So that's all nice and cleaned off. I did get this little area cleaned up as well. Went through, kind of checked all of my students' bins to make sure everything was nice and neat, and a lot of them did a very decent job with keeping their things organized. I need to finish my addition and subtraction unit for the triangle group, so that they can start that next week, because that is what's most likely what they will be doing. And then I have lots of coats. The kids are doing kids presented something called Mac's Got Talent, and they made posters to put inside of the classroom. They have little sign-up sheets and that type of thing up here, so the kids can sign up for the Mac's Got Talent that we're going to be doing at the end of November. But I got this little area, try to get it cleaned up as much as possible as well. I just need to go through and just start purging some of the things that I have, because I have a mess. I've still been in the process of listening to the Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. I'm pretty sure it's called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. I'm still in the process of listening to that. I think I only have just a few more hours to go on that book, but it gives me such a motivation to want to go through and just kind of purge and live a very simple lifestyle. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to do. I really want to start doing some of that, but here's some other things that I need to do. These buckets, I ended up changing them. Last year I used them for different texts, but because I have this up here, I'm using that little this little book stand right here for some of the books that I'm focusing on for that month. So I need to go through and fix this to where it has the labels for math and then for writing and for science as well. So I want to get that labeled, and then let's see. All of that's pretty much done. I would like to make little labels for these little buckets. This is that game that's for multiplication and division. I want to get those labeled. I also need to create some more math resources for kids to be able to do when they finish math assignments a little bit early. So that's kind of something else I want to do. But this little area is nice and cleaned up. It's not too bad over here on this side. Just, goodness gracious, so much stuff. So I'm gonna finish spending a little bit more time over here getting some things organized that I need to get organized. I want to get the rest of the stuff cleaned off, making sure that I'm taking a few things home to be able to work on those, especially with just kind of planning out what I'm doing for my groups in math, especially for Monday and Tuesday, so that I can feel like I'm on my game. I don't want to put this at the last minute, so I'm gonna get that together. I also am going to write out my sentence real fast for next week, my mentor sentence. I'm still using the book Saturdays and Tea Cakes for my writing unit, and I really want to go ahead and get my mentor sentences written out because I feel like I always wait until the last minute to do that, and I don't want to do that this week. So I'm gonna do that as well so that I have that prepared and ready to go. And yeah, that's really about it. Lots of stuff, lots of preparing, but I think it's gonna help me a ton once Monday starts. So the mentor sentences are already done. I have it ready to go for on Monday. For Monday, we just talk about the things that we notice, and I'll take a little post-it note on, and every single word I'll write down, or everything that they notice, I'll write down what it is that they notice on the sticky note. And then on Tuesday, we'll go through it and we'll start looking at the parts of speech itself, and I'll write it up on the actual anchor chart. So that's kind of an idea how we start it for the beginning of the week. I promise you guys I will tell you more about mentor sentences once I start doing the video on how I kind of do my entire writing process with the kids. So that's kind of what it looks like. It's ready to go, which makes me feel really good about myself. Now I just need to get together a couple of things. I'm gonna take this cart home, so I'm just gonna roll this with me. Yeah, so now I have all the things that I need inside of my little cart. The only problem is I'm gonna have to empty it before I put it in my car because I can't lift that. So I think that's really about it. I need to put a couple of other things away. Those binders need to get done. Goodness gracious. I might take the binders with me. Yeah, I think I am. All right, I'm gonna take the binders with me so that I can work on them over the weekend. They just need to get put inside of sleeve protectors because I am extremely behind on getting those binders together. So I'm gonna take those home and do that over the weekend. It's already starting to get dark. So that sun is setting and it is gonna get dark very soon. So I'm gonna put away this little bit of items that I have and then get ready to go home. This is all right, that is pretty much it, y'all. I got it all nice and cleaned up. Those are papers that I need to file with my partners because those are for conferences next week. All in all, it was a pretty good week coming back. I was really happy to be back. I was happy to be at my normal self and not feel so tired and exhausted and cranky and just feel like I'm taking it on the kids because that's what I felt like I was doing. So all in all, it was a really good week. I have a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be really, really busy for the next few weeks because I have a lot of conferences that are going to be happening pretty soon. So that's okay. I'm going to enjoy it. This Sunday is, or actually the day that you're watching this. So the day that you're watching this, the Magnolia line at Target has come out, and I am hitting Target stores with my friend Janine. So I'm excited to do that. Maybe I'll bring you guys on the journey. I'm not sure yet. So we'll see. But I'm really excited to be able to go to Target to see the Magnolia line. I really wanted to go to a flea market, so we'll see about that too. I'm not sure yet. But I'm gonna go home, spend some time with my family, hopefully see some shelves. We don't know. Cross your fingers. And I will talk to you all next week. I'm back. I promise I'll start vlogging again every week now. Just cross your fingers I don't get sick again. All right. Bye guys. Love you.